Alright, so today we're going to be talking about thinking outside the candles. What does that mean? I marked these areas and we'll go through them. This is an hourly chart. It doesn't matter. Concept's the same. Whatever. It's just price action. Let's start with this area here. So, these candles pause. After a large up move, we get a pause and it breaks higher. We can tell because of how short we paused and the reaction of the break higher that these are buyers. For sure. I will take that trade every day, right? So these are buyers. Okay. We go up, come back down. We need to fill some buy orders. No surprise, we bounce here. Now, let's think outside the candle. What did this tell us? This is directly pointing to what's left of the buyers. This was the whole area buyers here, and now their orders are filled to here. Okay, so this is precisely what's left of these large buyers. Now, we knew they were large buyers when they formed. This confirmed they were large buyers. We just went up after there, up for the next week. But this is what's left. So we extend that over. What's left of these large buyers? You can see when we come back down to this area, that's where we turn. Now, obviously, we're breaking down here and we go through it, but this creates a significant pullback. And once that happens, we assume these orders are consumed at this point, and the next time it goes through. We can see how we looked outside of the candle to where the remaining buyers were. So, go to this area. Here, we create a pause in price, and we go straight up. There are buyers right here. 100% buyers right here. We bring that over, that's our demand zone. So when we come back into the demand zone on this day, we expect a bounce. And we get a bounce out of it. Now what does this price action here tell us? Well, the buyers, the large buyers here, confirmed here, this is where they remain, okay? That's where the buyers remain. What do? We come back to them, and this is where we get a nice bounce again. And then finally, we assume they're consumed at this point, and the next time we end up going through. Thinking outside the candle. What is outside of price? Where are the buyers located outside of price? Price confirms that there are buyers there, but it also tells us where they're hiding. Because they can't hide. The buyers that created this move can't hide. It's obvious where they are, where they're at. This confirms that they're there. And this is what's left, right? I had this marked up here. This is the supply here. Okay. Price comes up. We pause up here and come create a nice down move. That's sellers. There's sellers right here. We know that. Okay, price comes back into the zone. We expect a sell-off, right? What does this tell us now? Well, this is what's left of the sellers. So when we come back, yeah, we turn away a little bit here. So this is why. So this is, you can say this right here is supply, right? It paused, created a down move. This is for sure supply. But if you think about it, all this supply is, it's these sellers, right? So these are the sellers. These sellers pushed it down and created more supply, but these are the sellers that we want to look at. Those are the primary sellers. Okay, so we do kind of push down. You know, if you consider this the supply zone, we almost eat all the way through it. It doesn't really give us a reaction. We come back and we break right through it. So this would have been a poor zone to trade. And that's because the real sellers are right here. And you can see the move that was produced from that. Go through a couple more examples. Right here, we make a down move, create sellers. This is supply, right? I'm going to take this whole candle here. This is supply. We come up into supply this day. We expect a reaction. We push away. Okay, so what is left of the sellers? This. This is what's left of these sellers. So right when we come into them, boom, filled the rest of the orders, pushed it down. When we come back into them again, we assume the orders are filled, and we go through. Buyers down here. How do we know they're buyers? Well, you can say this whole candle's demand, but when a candle looks like this, I will draw it to the close. The buyers are here, price goes up, price stops here and goes up, creates demand here. We come back down into the demand. We push for pretty far through this demand. And this is what's left of these buyers. When we come back down through to this area, that is what's remaining of the buyers here. And then we get a reaction from it. Rinse and repeat. And now the next time we come down here, I don't think they're going to hold. But we'll see what happens. Last example, and then we'll talk about a couple other things. Oops. Price pauses, moves up. Demand, buyers are right here, 100%. Okay? When price moves up, it comes back down right here. So this is what's remaining of these buyers. Well, specifically right there. That's what's left of the buyers here because we pulled back and removed them to this point. And we reach the buyers and we react off of it. Oh, and at the end of the day today even, right, we have supply up here, 100%. Price turns prematurely, okay? Price turns right here prematurely, showing us where the sellers are. So now instead of being like supply is up here, we know the sellers are right here. And at the end of the day, up, 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 reach the sellers, and that's a pullback at the end of the day. So this repeats itself. Some people, I mean, you could call it, you know, it's essentially liquidity hunting, but people think it's hunting for their liquidity, but it's just trying to fill their remaining orders, which also helps because these are crap areas. But this works only, you're looking for the primary buyers and sellers, like this would be a primary seller. So when we come back into it, we know this much is left. But down here, this is supply here. But I wouldn't treat it the same way. You still could, but when it moves away from the primary sellers, it gets less and less probable. So the same thing does work down here. This is the supply. We remove it with this candle up to here. And when we tick into the remaining sellers, we push down again. So you can find it all over, but the highest probable ones are the good buyers and sellers. You know, every zone can be rated for how strong the buyers and sellers are, depending on the reaction from the zone. And you're looking for those strong areas. So think outside the candles and go make some money.